So this is a really special book. I've been reading it over the last few weeks and I've been absolutely hooked to it. And I really encourage my audience to check it out. And I'm sure they will after listening to our conversation today. This book that you've written, it's very much kind of these two intertwining stories combined. How would you describe the book and what compelled you to write it in the first place? Because writing a book is no small feat.
As you are becoming aware of yourself, I understand from our conversation earlier, man, and just
Absolutely.
congratulations on the process of getting through it. Yeah, it was interesting because we actually finished the book in 2009 and didn't publish it until 2024. So August 15th, 2044, three
Wow.
actually last year with, a full year coming up. So that's 16 years between actually completing it to about 85% to really getting it out to publishing. And the secret or the reason why that was because the reason I wrote the book was I wanted to not forget the great lessons I had learned in this lifetime. Because I don't know, it's going to sound weird, Ben, but I have a sense that I've been here before
Mhm.
and I'm going to come back. I just have that sense. I don't know why I have that sense. I can't explain it to you. There's no scientific reason or justification. It's just a pure faith. And I wanted to not forget all the great life lessons that I've learned along the way. So it's actually a love letter, if you will, to myself.
As
So when I
as
get
any,
back,
as any great
I'm
book should be, really. Yeah.
well, there it is. So purely selfish reasons for writing that book. Because, I didn't know you were going to read it. I'm so blessed that you have, because as we're getting all this feedback from people and how it's relating to people, it's magical. And it also lets you know, just with absolute gratitude, that you're not alone. Because if I've written this and it touches you, then we're having a shared experience.
Mm.
And that, brother, is exciting to me because as alone as we can feel in this lifetime and how desperate that can become, all of a
Mm.
sudden the world becomes really small to realize, oh my gosh, I'm having similar experiences and I can start talking to people and we can start relating to each other.
Mm. And that's what I love. That's what I love about books, because I know most of us have moved away from the good old fashioned hard copy book. But actually, when you do get into a book, I always find it so immersive, and especially with the world of fiction, which your
Mm.
book kind of straddles the lines between fiction and non-fiction in the lessons it shares. But you conjure up these images of the characters, don't you? And the image that I have will be very different to the image that you had as the author. And both of those images are spot on because it's your interpretation of the journey that you're on.
And isn't that the secret of this place? We're all interpreting this place the way we go along. And then we run into someone like you, where it shares that same picture. And that's part of this, belonging structure, this family, this tribalness that we get into kind of stuff. And that can be very fruitful. And as we're seeing in our country, especially the United States today, that this can be very powerful and weaponized. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting contrast of the same technology used in very good ways and not so good ways, right?
But that's always been the case, hasn't it? Throughout human existence, things have been good, used for good and not so good. And you just have to, as I say, like with this show, what I'm trying to do is put some positive content out there and showcase some good people. And I think through literature, through podcasts, whatever it may be, we all have the power to do that. But again, we'll have to guard our hearts against the negatives of this world and the weaponization of media.